Good afternoon and welcome to today's session on immune system. Immune system lesson number 2. This revision is for grade 11 advanced students of Al Zaidia Boys School. I'm Emmanuel Regan Paul, a teacher in Zaidia School. Let's get started. Today we are going to learn about immune system. The chapter name is immune system. Okay, and we are going to concentrate on lesson number 2. Okay, which is also immune system. And this is based on the Heikel, that is end of term 3. Okay, so let's move on. So as I told you, it's immune system lesson number 2. Okay, I want you to turn to page number 12. Guys, I want you to turn to page number 12. In your textbook, you can turn to page number 12, and in page number 12, we are going to look at the difference between specific and non-specific immunities. Okay, page number 12. So first of all, what is non-specific immunity? Look at it, non-specific immunity. So there are two types of immunity. One is called as non-specific immunity and the second one is called as specific immunity. Okay, so what is non-specific immunity? Non-specific immunity is an immune system which protects your body from any pathogen that the body encounters. So it is not specific. It will protect you from any pathogen, any microorganism, any bacteria, virus, or anything. It can protect. So if your body system or if your immune system is protecting from any pathogen, then it is called as non-specific. Okay, why it is taking place? The non-specific immunity is provided by the body, helps to prevent diseases. To prevent diseases, you have the non-specific immunity. All right. And the non-specific immunity also helps to slow the progression of a disease. Very important. It helps to slow the progression of the disease, to reduce the speed of the disease. Okay, so keep in mind, non-specific immunity, it is to protect the body from any pathogen. Okay, how does it help you? It helps to prevent disease and also it helps to slow the progression of a disease. These are the 2 points for non-specific immunities. But what are specific immunities? See, the specific immunity begins to develop the defenses. Specific immunity is the most effective immune response, but non-specific immunity is the first line of defense. See, they say that specific immunity is the most effective one, but non-specific immunity, it helps, and it is the first line of defense. So let's see how the non-specific immunity helps us. Okay, let's see. So in non-specific immunities, the first thing that you should know is the barriers, the skin barrier. Okay, so skin is the first one. Number one, the skin barrier. You should know that the skin is the first line of defense. So if a microorganism tries to enter the body, the microorganism should first enter through the skin. I'll make it, I'll zoom it for you. Yes, you see, the microorganism should only enter through the skin. So what is skin? The skin is made up of many layers of dead skin cells. So this is protecting you from the entry of microorganisms. Remember, so it forms a barrier. So when you hear the word barrier, you should know that it is the skin. Skin is the barrier. How does it protect? The layers of dead skin helps to protect against the invasion of microorganisms. It will not allow bacteria or virus to enter your body. Okay, the skin is giving you the protection. And one more thing, you see this picture. Look at this picture. What is the microorganism here? The bacteria here. It's called as Staphylococcus epidermidis. Staphylococcus epidermis. So these are the bacteria that are found in the human skin and provide protection from pathogen. They are found on the skin surface, and so this is important. They will ask you a question from here. You see, many of the bacteria that live symbiotically on the skin digest the skin oils to produce acids that inhibits many pathogens. Very, very important. This is going to come for your exam. It's very, very important. Okay, I'll put a star here. It's very, very important. It will be coming for the exam. Many of the bacteria that live symbiotically on the skin digest the skin oils to produce acids that inhibit many pathogens. Okay, so don't forget. So this is the first type of non-specific immunity. This is the first type of non-specific immunity, and that is the skin barrier. Remember, it is non-specific. It is the first line of defense. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. The next one is a chemical barrier. Chemical barrier. Okay, so let's see what is chemical barrier. I want you to go to this page and come back. Okay, the chemical barrier. Okay, here we go. So this is in page number 13. So you can turn your textbook pages to page number 13. So page number 13. So chemical barriers. The second one is chemical barrier. So there are some chemicals in your body. Okay, let's see what are they. I'll zoom it for you. Yes, you see. Saliva. Saliva, tear, the nasal secretions, it contains an enzyme called lysozyme. You see, this is something important. It contains an enzyme called lysozyme. Lysozyme breaks down the cell wall of bacteria, which kills pathogen. So this is number 2. And then you also have mucus. Mucus is found inside your nostrils, that means inside your nose. It's a protective barrier, blocking the bacteria from sticking to the inner epithelial cell. Okay, so remember, so chemical barriers, there are some chemicals found in your body. The chemicals are like liquids, saliva, it's inside the mouth. The liquid in the mouth is called saliva. Tear, it's produced by the eyes. The nasal secretions, which are produced by your nose or inside your nose, they contain an enzyme called lysozyme. Very important, lysozyme. Lysozyme will break down bacterial cell wall, which kills pathogen. So this is chemical barrier. So what is chemical barrier? It is also non-specific immunity. Okay. Now let's move on to the non-specific immunity, but this time it is the cellular defense. Okay. Now let's talk about the cells. Okay, the cells. Now, skin, mucus, lysozyme, all these are from outside. Okay, from outside the body, mostly take place outside the body. Now we are going to see what if the bacteria enters your body. Okay, so how will we get protected? Let's see the next one. So when the pathogens enter the body, you have some non-specific immunity. It's very important. You are getting one question from this table, question number 5 from this table. So this table talks about 3 types of cells. 3 types of cells. Okay, all these 3 are WBCs. Okay, WBC cells. So the 3 cells are neutrophils, macrophages, and lymphocytes. See, number 1, neutrophils. Number 2, macrophage. 3, lymphocytes. Remember the order. You can remember as NML. Neutrophils, macrophage, and lymphocyte. Now, what does a neutrophil do? Look at the picture. Understand the picture as well. Learn the picture. If you get a picture, if you get this picture, then you should say that this is neutrophils. Neutrophil. Okay. This is macrophages. And this one is lymphocyte. Lymphocyte. Okay. Now, what is the role of neutrophil? It helps in phagocytosis. What is phagocytosis? That means eating the bacteria, ingesting bacteria. So the blood cells that ingest bacteria are the neutrophils. This process is called as phagocytosis. This process is called phagocytosis. So what does the neutrophil do? It will ingest the bacteria by a process called phagocytosis. Okay. What does the macrophage do? Macrophage will also do this same method. Phagocytosis, it ingests bacteria, but they also do an extra function. It removes dead neutrophils and other debris. You see, it not only ingests bacteria, it also removes dead neutrophils. Number 3, lymphocytes. So what does the lymphocyte do? The lymphocyte, they will produce antibodies and other chemicals. So lymphocytes' main role is to produce antibody. They help in specific immunity. Look at this. Lymphocytes, they help in specific immunity by producing antibodies. Okay, we'll talk about it later. Now come back here. See the question that's given here. Which of the following cell is not a component of immune system? Neutrophil, yes, it's a component. Macrophage, it is the component. Lymphocyte, it's a component. What is not a component? Red blood cell is not a component. So that is your answer because it says not a component. Okay, let's go to the next page. Let's go to the next page. Okay, here we go. You also have something else. Okay, there is a series of 20 proteins. You see, this question very important, my dear. This question is important. They will give you this picture. This picture, very important. What is this? If they give you this picture, try to understand. This is the plasma membrane, and here you have see, what is this? This is complement protein. Complement protein. And the fluid rushing into the cell causes this to burst. You see, what is this? This is called as a complement protein. It is made up of 20 proteins, and they are found in the blood plasma. Now, what do? They enhance phagocytosis by helping the phagocytic cells bind better to the pathogen. See what they do? Complement protein are actually helpers. They help in the process of phagocytosis. What is phagocytosis? Cell eating. So they help in phagocytosis. Remember this. Okay, so this is a protein called complement protein. Now let's move on to the next one. There is another one called interferon. Interferon. So what is interferon? See, when a virus enters the body, let's say a virus enters the body. So another cellular defense helps to prevent the virus from spreading. So what is that? The virus infected cell will secrete a protein called interferon. Okay, the interferon binds to the neighboring cells and stimulate the cells to produce antiviral protein. Antiviral protein, and it will not allow the virus to multiply. You see? So what is this? Is complement protein. Interferon is a protein that is released by the virus infected cell. Virus infected cell release a protein. It's called as interferon. Don't forget, interferon is a protein released by a virus infected cell. And what does it do? It helps to prevent the viral replication. That means the multiplication of virus. Okay, so that's about it. So you can see here, you have seen three types of it. If the virus or the bacteria enters your body, then there are three types of non-specific immune system working. One is cellular defense, that is phagocytosis, and the second one is interferon with the help of proteins and with the help of proteins, yeah. And also there is one more called complement protein. Yeah. And number 3 is inflammatory response. All right. So this is about it. Now let's move on to some of the question you see, which is the first line of defense against the infectious disease. You see, the first line, what is outside your body? The skin. So skin is the first line. See, what is the role of immune response? Complement protein are found in the plasma. What is the role? It enhances phagocytosis. Yes. It enhances destruction of pathogen. Yes, of course. It activates phagocytosis. Yes. So the answer is all of the above. It will do all the three. You can see what specific immune response is. I will zoom it for you. Yeah. What specific immune response is being enhanced by the process shown here? What type of immune response is enhanced? It is the phagocytosis that is enhanced. What is true for non-specific immunity? Non-specific immunity, it is the first line of defense. Okay, so these are all the questions which you can study. I will give you more questions. I will send it to you in WhatsApp. You can also study. Okay, now let's go to the specific immunity. Okay, so now specific immunity working on the target. Okay, so specific immunity is more effective and involves the tissues and organs found in the lymphatic system. So what are the specific immunity we have? You see, this picture is important, very important. See here, near the throat, you have an organ which is called as tonsils. Learn this, very important. Tonsil is found near the throat region. Then lymph nodes. These are the lymph nodes. You can find all over the body. These nodes are called lymph nodes. This is the heart, and on the heart, above the heart, you will find a gland called the thymus gland. So thymus gland is found above the heart, located above the heart. Tonsil is found at the throat region, throat. This is above the heart. And then spleen. Spleen is found near your pancreas, near that region. You can find spleen. And you can find bone marrow inside the bones. So these are very important things that you need to learn. Lymph nodes, tonsils, thymus gland, bone marrow, and spleen. Okay, now let's see what are the functions of them. Let's see the lymph nodes first. Lymph nodes. Okay, I will blue. This is very, very important, my dear. You get 2 questions from here. 2 questions. It's easy. You can memorize it easily. You see, what is the function of lymph nodes? Lymph node filter the lymph and remove foreign material from the lymph. You see, lymph node filter the lymph. Easy. Lymph. It filter the lymph and they remove the foreign material from the lymph. Okay, number 1. Number 2, tonsils. Tonsils are here near the throat. So it forms a protective ring between the nasal and the oral cavity. It forms a protective ring between the nasal and the oral cavity. Number 3, spleen. What is the function of spleen? It stores blood and destroys the red blood cells. Spleen stores blood and destroys the RBC. Number 4, the thymus gland. Here is the thymus gland above the heart. It's located above the heart and plays a role in activating lymphocytes called the T cells. You see, T for T, thymus, T cells. Spleen, red blood cells. Tonsils, protective ring of lymphatic tissue between the nasal and the oral cavity, protective ring. Lymph nodes, lymph and foreign materials from the lymph. So these are the 4 structures and these are the functions that you should know. Okay, you should know that lymphocytes are a type of white blood cell that is produced by the red bone marrow. You see, red bone marrow produces cells called as lymphocytes. Very important question. Very important. This is also important. All these important. You are going to get two questions from this. Okay, this is in page number 14 and 15. Page number 14 and page number 15. It's very important. All right, guys. So this you need to learn. And now let's see. Okay, remember this also. Lymph is a watery flow part of the blood that leaks out of capillaries to bathe all the cells of the body. Okay, now let's do some questions on it. You see, some questions are here. Lymphocytes. Lymphocytes are produced in the red bone marrow. We have seen that. Okay, and here is the main points here. Lymph tonsils, what does it do? So study them. And let's go to the next one. You see, the lymphatic system contains organs involved in specific immune response. Which of the following lymphoid organs in the body? Liver is not. Liver, stomach, pancreas, they are not lymphoid. Only the bone marrow. Then you have lymph nodes, tonsils, spleen. They are the lymphatic organs. These are the lymphatic organs. So the answer is bone marrow. Okay, guys. So let's move on to the next page. Okay, again another thing. See, the bone marrow produces lymphocytes. We know that the bone marrow, okay, produces lymphocytes. Now, what happened? There are two types of lymphocytes: the B cells and the T cells. Remember, B cells, T cells. Why it is called B? Because of this bone marrow. Why it is called T cells? Because of this thymus gland. What is this? You see, we know that both B and T, both of them are produced in bone marrow, bone marrow. There is no problem with that. But where do they mature? That means where do they get older? Where do they get older? Where do they mature? They mature at the bone marrow. But the B cells will mature at the thymus. You see the difference? They are produced, produced and mature. These two are different, huh? Produced and so where does the B cells produce? The B cells are produced at bone marrow, but and mature at bone marrow. No problem. They both at the bone marrow. But the T cells different. They are produced at the bone marrow, but where do they mature? They are matured at the thymus. So this you must remember. Okay, it's important. There are many questions on this in the past paper. Okay, so there are many questions here. You can just go through all these questions. I've given you with the answers. Now let's see one of the question here. In the figure below, the lymphatic system contains organs involved in specific immune response. Which of the following lymphatic system destroys damaged red blood cell? So you should know that it is the spleen. The damaged red blood cell is by the spleen. So spleen will be, the answer is D, I think. Yeah, it's D. The answer is D. Okay, so this way you need to do this. And now let's move on to page number 16. Okay, page number 16, I have written it for you here. Page number 16. It's very, very important. Now, page number 16. This is about the B and the T cell response. Okay, let's see. But it's easier. Okay, just understand this picture you understand. I will read it out for you, and it's very important. There are two types of response. One is called antibody mediated response. The second one is called cytotoxic T response. 1 and 2. These are the two specific immune systems, specific immunity that we have. What are this? Now look at this picture. This is a macrophage. See what is this? Antigen is what is antigen? Antigen, let's remember this way. Antigen means pathogens. The proteins found on the pathogen are called antigen. So antigen, the pathogen releases antigen. This antigen is engulfed by a macrophage. So what is this process called? Phagocytosis. See, they are eating it. They are eating the pathogen. Now the pathogen is here inside. The pathogen now is getting processed, and now the macrophage is sending the processed antigen. You see, it is entering this way, and then it is now the antigen is called as the processed antigen. See the first step, a macrophage engulfs the antigen. It places the portion of the antigen outside the cell, and this is called the processed antigen. Same thing here. In both the response, this step is the same. You see, a antigen is taken in and then it is processed. Kalas. So the antigen is called processed antigen. Now what happens in the second stage? See, second stage is also the same. In both the response, it is the same. In cytotoxic, it is the same. In antibody, it is the same. Let's see what is this. The macrophage presents the antigen to the helper T cell. See, this is HT. See, TH. This is the T cells, but they are called as helper T cells. So what will the helper T cells do? The helper T cells will now come and attach. You see here? Attach to the processed antigen. See, the helper T cells will have a receptor. They will come and get attached. Here also, they come and get attached. This attachment is called binding. Okay, they bind. So this will help the T cells to divide. This is going to help the T cells to divide. You see, both are the same. Now let's move to the next step. The next step you can find there is a difference, you see. First, let's finish this side. Now what will happen to the activated helper T cell? You see now, when they get attached here, the helper cells become activated. And the activated helper T cells will present it to activated B cells. Now here it is B cells. So the TH, the helper T cell, will present the processed antigen to the B cells. What will the B cells do? The B cells will now start multiplying. They divide. Okay? And then the daughter B cells, that means the divided cells, the daughter B cells will produce antibody. You can see here, this is antibody. Antibodies are Y-shaped structures. These structures are called antibodies. So they produce antibodies, and they also, some will be formed as memory B cells. They will remain in the memory of your immune system. So next time, if a pathogen enters the body, the memory cells will be active and they will fight. Okay, so this is called the B response. You see, this is why it is called as antibody. See why it is called as antibody mediated response. Antibody, look at the word antibody mediated response, because the helper cell is activating the B cell and the B cell is producing antibodies. That is why it is called antibody mediated response. So they produce antibodies and memory cells. Remember, it's very, very important, my dear. Which produces antibody? The B cells. Which produces memory cell? The B cells. Okay. Now come back to this side. Okay. Now let's go here. See here. Now till here it was common. You see, the helper T cells come and get binded. Same thing here. They come and get binded. Now what happens in the cytotoxic cells? The helper T cells will activate the cytotoxic T cells. Here it is B cell, but here it is cytotoxic T cells. What will the cytotoxic T cells do? They will divide into two cytotoxic T cells. Same like this is B, but here it is cytotoxic T cells. Now what will the cytotoxic T cells do? They will release a chemical. You see here? There is some substance released. These substances are called as cytokines. You see? The activated helper T cells will present the processed antigen to the cytotoxic T cells, activating it to divide and secrete cytokines. See, they release a chemical called as cytokines. What is the role of cytokines? Cytokines will break the cell wall. Okay, they will break the cells. They will break the pathogens. That is the role of cytokines. Okay, is it clear? So this is the difference between cytotoxic and an antibody mediated response. You see, here is cytotoxic. So cytotoxic T cells in this, which is important, they release cytokines. They release cytokine. Okay. And what about this one? The antibody mediated response. Not only that, you can also find the presence of memory cells. Memory cells. Okay, so that is the difference between the cytotoxic and the antibody mediated response. So I want you to just go through and study. It's easy. Don't get confused. Don't think it is very hard. No, these are the main points here. Cytotoxic T cells, they produce cytokines. Okay, and antibody mediated response, they produce antibodies and memory cells. I will show you some questions. Then you will know it's very easy. Okay, and this is a antibody. This is an antibody, and you can see the parts, the lab. There are a lot of parts here. Just understand them and learn them. Okay, now let's move on to some of the questions here. There are a lot of questions on this. Many questions they have asked. So this is very important. See here. In the following figure, the macrophage, this is macrophage, they present the antigen to the helper T cells by binding to the receptor on the helper T cells. This binding T cells to divide. Which of the following stimulate this binding? Which one will help in binding? The macrophage engulf and presents the antigen outside the cell. Okay, so that is a function of it. And then let's go here. So to which does the activated helper cell present the antigen? So it presents cytotoxic T cells, these two. But in this four options, you have only B cells. Okay, so that's why you are writing B cells. What kind of immune response demonstrated in the diagram? It is the specific immune response. Okay, and let's move to this question. Yeah, they're asking you, see, what is X? This is how they will ask. Now, what is X and what is the see? In the figure below, illustrate the specific immune responses. Study it and then answer the question. What does the letter X and Z signify? This is X, this is Z. So what is X? You know that X is antibodies. And what is Z? Z is memory cells. Z is memory cells. So you have it. So X is antibody and Z will be memory cells. So that's your answer. It's easy, huh? Nothing to think more. You see here? What does cytotoxic cell? See? In the figure below, the activated helper T cell presents antigen to the cytotoxic T cells, activating it to divide and secrete. They divide and secrete a chemical called cytokines. So here is the answer, cytokines. So the answer is cytokine. Okay, so there are a lot of questions on it. I just want you to do that. Okay, let's move on because we are running a lot of time on this. Okay, you have so many questions in this and you can study it. Okay, here we go. And now let's move on to the last part of it, okay, which is called the active and the passive immunity. You should know the difference between active and passive immunity. Now, what is active immunity? First of all, let's see the difference and come back. So for that, you need to move to another page here. Yes. Yeah. Let's see the difference between active and passive immunity. This is in page number 18. Page number 18. Move on to page number 18. So what is the difference between passive and active immunity? See, what is passive immunity? This is a temporary protection. It occurs when antibodies are made by other people or animal and transferred by injection into your body. You see? Passive immunity. Why it is called passive immunity? Other person, not from you. It is not made in you. If it is made in you, then it is called, if you own it, if you make it, then it's called active immunity. So very important question is this, you see, antibodies produced by the mother are passed through the placenta to the developing fetus and through the breast milk to the infant child. So through the breast milk, uh, the mother supplies antibodies to the child. This is an example of passive immunity. Don't forget. This is a very important question. Antibodies from mother are given to the fetus. That means baby. Fetus means, yeah, baby. Through the breast milk or the infants, through the breast milk. This is an example of passive immunity. What is the example of active immunity? Active immunity means vaccines or immunization that you take. You see, for COVID-19, we took vaccine. So this is a deliberate exposure of the body to the antigen. We are exposing ourselves. What they are doing inside the vaccine, they are injecting dead pathogens or dead antigens. Okay. So these are called as vaccines. So when you take vaccine, your body is making its own antibody. So this is what is called active immunity. So active immunity, it occurs after the immune system is exposed to disease antigen or memory cells, and memory cells are produced. Okay, don't forget, what is active immunity? Your body is making its own antibodies. How it is happening? It is because of vaccination. They give you vaccination or you are getting a disease. Okay, so your body is making its own antibody. Then it is called active immunity. In passive immunity, it is made by someone. It's made by your mom. It's made by another animal. And then they are giving you injection. That is called passive immunity. Okay. Now, what are the different types of vaccines that we have? You see, this table is important. Very important. This table, you get one question from this table. DPT is the name of for babies, they give vaccines. When you are a small kid, you also would have taken these vaccines. There are totally 6 vaccines. One is DPT. This is a vaccine against diphtheria, tetanus, okay, and pertussis. This is the vaccine. Then number 2, polio vaccine. It's against poliomyelitis, MMR, measles, mumps, and rubella. Varicella, it's against chickenpox. Chickenpox vaccine is called varicella. You should know this, varicella. And like you have a vaccine for Haemophilus influenza. Okay. Then you have HBV, which is hepatitis B. Hepatitis B. So these are all the different types of vaccines that you have. So you should know for what it is used. Like hepatitis B, the vaccine is HBV. Then you should know for chickenpox, it's varicella. Mostly they ask MMR, measles, mumps, rubella. HBV, polio, that's poliomyelitis, and DPT, diphtheria, tetanus, and pertussis. All right. So this is a table that you should study. All right. So this is about vaccinations, about the active and the passive immunity. You have here. See, which of the following is not one of the benefit of booster shots of vaccination against coronavirus disease shown in the figure below? Okay, so yeah, because vaccines will produce active immunity, it will not produce passive immunity. So this is the answer, because the answer is not. It's not important. Okay, so that's why. What is the importance of booster shot? This is very, very important. Why do we take booster shots? To increase the immune response and to provide protection against pathogen. See, we took one coronavirus vaccine and then we had booster shots. It is to increase the immune response and to provide protection against the pathogen. Okay, now let's move. Any questions here? Yes, and the last one is about HIV. HIV. So HIV, okay, it is actually a virus. The human causes a disease called as AIDS. It's a problems worldwide. And what does this virus do? This HIV is a virus. It's an RNA virus. What does it do is it will infect the helper T cells. It will go and destroy or infect the helper T cells. So the helper T cells become a HIV factories producing new viruses that are released and infect other helper T cells. So this is the problem. So what will the HIV virus do? The HIV virus will the helper T cells. The helper T cells will start listening to the HIV virus and they will start producing viruses. This is going to be this is a big problem. And what will happen now when this happens? When a person gets HIV, you see, when the HIV is a secondary immunodeficiency disease, which means the immune system of the person completely fails. There is no immune system at all. So you will get all types of diseases. Okay. So what is the, how can the person will definitely die? The person will definitely die, but to make or to prolong the lifetime of a person, to make him live like about 10 years more, then the person viral drug therapy. The antiviral drug therapy is given to the patient so that it will increase the lifetime of a person. But there is no cure for this particular disease. Okay, there is no cure for AIDS. Only you can increase the lifetime. That's it. Okay, so that is something that you need to know about HIV. All right. And there are some questions here, you see. Why does HIV weaken the immune system? It causes the helper T cells to produce new virus instead of supporting the immune response. And a person infected with HIV has a decreasing number of helper T cells. What is the most likely effect on the body? The immune system will become less effective. There is no immune system at all. Okay, guys, so that is the end of your review on lesson 2. Thank you. Have a nice day. And this you need to learn from this material. I will be sending you this material in WhatsApp. Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye. Take care.